Have you ever noticed how most financial pressure doesn't come from big mistakes? It comes from normal decisions. Not reckless spending, not bad intentions, just choices that feel reasonable at the time and then quietly stack up. Let's start with a situation that's common across the US and Europe. Imagine someone in their late 20s or early 30s. They have a stable job, they earn around $72,000 a year in the US, or roughly 55,000 euros in parts of Europe. Nothing flashy, but definitely respectable. After taxes, healthcare, and social contributions, their monthly take-home pay is about $4,100. Now, life fills in the gaps. Rent or a mortgage takes $1,500. Utilities and internet add $250. So far, everything feels manageable. Then comes the car, a monthly payment of $480. Insurance, fuel, and maintenance add another $320. That's $800 tied to transportation before it even moves. Next come the quieter costs. Student loans or education debt, $350. Credit cards, mostly for convenience, travel, and everyday purchases, $280. Groceries, phones, subscriptions, and basic living, $900. Before savings, before emergencies, before long-term goals, over $4,000 is already committed. Nothing here feels irresponsible. In fact, most of it looks exactly like what everyone else is doing. And that's where the trap lives. Because the hidden mistake isn't having car payments, credit cards, or EMIs. It's stacking fixed monthly commitments before building financial breathing room. Let's slow down and look at one piece of this, the car payment. A $480 monthly EMI doesn't feel extreme, especially when the car feels necessary and everyone around you has something similar. But over 5 years, that's $28,800. Add insurance, fuel, maintenance, and depreciation, and the real cost quietly moves past $45,000. That's not a crisis, but it's also not neutral. The same logic applies to credit cards. Used occasionally, they're tools. Used constantly, they become silent subscriptions on your future income. Psychologically, this happens because modern lifestyle costs are framed as access, not debt. You're not buying a car, you're unlocking mobility. You're not borrowing, you're spreading payments. Your brain processes the monthly number, not the total. And because the payment fits this month, it feels safe. Over time, this creates a life that looks stable, but feels fragile. There's income coming in, bills going out, and very little room in between. If this pattern continues for 10 or 15 years, the outcome isn't failure, it's quiet dependency. You can't easily change jobs. You can't easily slow down. You can't easily absorb shocks, even with a decent income. Not because you didn't earn enough, but because too much of your future income was pre-sold to past decisions. Financially intelligent people don't avoid cars, credit cards, or EMIs entirely. They just treat them differently. They see fixed payments as risk, not lifestyle. They delay locking in commitments until flexibility exists first. They ask a different question. Not, can I afford this monthly, but what does this payment take away from my future options? Less room to move, less margin, less time. When you see it that way, spending decisions slow down, naturally. Not out of fear, not out of discipline, but out of clarity. Because money isn't just about what you can buy, it's about how much freedom you keep. If this helped you look at car payments, credit cards, or EMIs a little more clearly, consider liking the video or subscribing just for more calm, honest conversations like this.